All right, everybody. Welcome to a late night here on the Minnesota Sports Pulse. Checking our vitals on the Minnesota pro sports teams tonight, focusing on the Minnesota Timberwolves. And I don't know about you, John, but my heart rate is not going to slow down for a while.
And 104-102 victory. The first game, we steal it in San Antonio. We were just talking about this, man. Ant-Man's back. We're fired up. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to sleep tonight, but that's okay.
Who needs sleep? You
Um,
said in our preview episode that if we had Ant from game one, you were predicting a 4-2 Timberwolves win. And you know
it's
what?
looking great.
Got the first one out of the way.
I
Like,
could be the first
yeah.
person to say Timberwolves 4-0. We'll see how that goes before this episode's
Ooh,
over.
we shall see. Yeah, like you said, 104-102 victory. San Antonio with a shot at the buzzer to win, and it clanks off the rim. Ooh, that one was exciting to say the least. You know, I think the biggest takeaway for me, kind of as we went through the game, other than Ant obviously being just absurdly superhuman coming back.
Yeah.
Um,
And he
uh,
played a lot today too. I mean, like he came out and
yeah.
played like 25 minutes,
Mhm.
So like he had
Mhm.
18 points more than I mean, honestly, I didn't expect him to play 25 minutes. And he had 18 points. So super efficient with this time that he was in there.
Mhm.
And he was, I mean, pretty good all around as he was playing too. Like, you could tell he wasn't himself and he didn't have his full speed and agility and athleticism, but I mean, he was smart with what he did and he was in
Mhm.
there and he played hard and he played good defense too. It's not like he
Yeah.
came in and just wanted to play offense, where a lot of people do. Like he came in
Mm.
and even though he's battling injuries on both of his legs, he went and put tough defense down. Like he didn't stop there.
Yeah, playing smart, I think that's a good point to hit on. I think he played within himself, usually Ant is much more in the moment, wild, attacking. I'm gonna get to the rim and score the bucket regardless of who's in the way, including Wemby. But tonight he didn't do that as much. He attacked when there was an opportunity given to him.
Hmm.
He got open for good quality shots. He had some good passes where normally he would try to force things. I thought overall he played a solid game tonight, and hopefully he just builds and gets a little bit better each individual game. Um, I think one thing we had been looking at before the series started was, can the Timberwolves succeed in minutes where Rudy Gobert is not on the floor? And for the majority of the fourth quarter, that's exactly what they did. That's how they took control of this game in the fourth quarter. They did it with Rudy Gobert on the bench and Julius Randle up in Wemby's grill.
Yeah.
Um,
Which didn't work at the beginning
mhm.
of the game because
No,
we
it did
tried it
not.
we tried it early
Mhm.
and it did not work. So I was very surprised to see that that's what we switched to at the end of the game and it did work. Now, you're talking about two different, styles of games though, because at the first quarter, everybody's got energy, everybody's, got adrenaline going. Fourth quarter, it's all about grit, right? And
Mhm.
toughness and conditioning. So as we discussed in the last episode, conditioning might be our best
Mhm.
friend within this entire series. And I mean, it did show because at the end of well, besides the last like 90 seconds, because I mean, the last 90 seconds really had me nervous. Like, we just kept
Yeah.
letting them chip away. Kept letting them get offensive rebounds. And then obviously they had a chance to win it at the buzzer. And thankfully it didn't go down and we got the dub. But,
Yeah.
before that, right, those like 4 minutes right before that where we kind of took over, we got up by like nine or so and we were feeling good. Like, that, it's because of that. I mean, our
Mhm.
conditioning and our tenacity on defense is what, made or break that.
Mhm. And I will be interested to see if the Spurs kind of take what happened in the last few minutes of the game and apply that to more, because the Spurs have a lot of fast athletes. Without Dante DiVincenzo, without Io DeSumo, with Mike Conley, you can't really play him in the clutch time because, he's a great veteran. He makes smart plays. He hit some big shots tonight, but he just isn't big enough or athletic enough anymore, and they're just relentlessly attacking him. So without any of those guys, the Spurs hyper ball pressure defense gave us a lot of trouble there at the end of the game. Once we could get into our sets, we were better off, but their pressure was really giving us some problems late in the game. So we'll see if they expand that down the road in this series.
If they do that, they gotta be ready to do it, I mean, for a long time because that's gonna be a lot of conditioning that
Mhm,
they're gonna have to do throughout the game. So I don't know if they're ready for something like that, but you're right. If they do it in spurts and it gives us
mhm,
fits, then that's a different story. Now, I mean, I'm glad that you brought up Conley because Conley was one of the guys that I actually want to give props to in this game because
mhm,
I'm not a huge Conley truther. Like I like Conley, but as we both know, he's a little bit older, right? He played extremely well in this game. I thought he came out and honestly, if it wasn't for him, I mean, hitting 4 3-point shots, like our 3-point
mhm.
percentage would be at like 12. I mean, like he single handedly brought us up to 38% from the 3-point line because most of the night we were low, and our field
Yeah,
goal percentage was also low. I mean, we finished with 46%, but I mean, before that last 5 minute stretch, I mean, we were under 40. Like we came out and fired right when those last 6 minutes hit, and that's exactly what we needed to do to win the game. But it
mhm,
was rough. Like we were ice cold for pretty much the first quarter and a half. And then we
mhm.
went on, actually, yeah, because once the second quarter started, we went on a 4 minute scoring drought. That was
Mhm.
rough, where they
Yeah.
went up 12-0 on us. They came back because we were up five and they came back big.
Mhm.
So, I mean, like, Conley hit some timely shots. He also dished very well. Like, he had 6 assists, and in the limited playing time that he was in there, he only played 24 minutes. So, he's somebody I want to give his props to. But I also want to say that Rudy set the tone right away in the beginning because he had like 5 rebounds in the first 5 minutes of the game. I mean, he came out
Yeah.
big.
What are our offensive rebound numbers? Actually, the Spurs at the end, a flurry of
Yeah,
offensive rebounds they had at the
yeah.
end,
Mhm.
12 to 13 offensive rebounds. I don't have like advanced metrics, but I know at one point in the game they showed we had like it was like 17 to 6 in second chance points that we had the lead
Yep.
on. So,
Yeah.
um, Rudy did a good job of crashing the boards, and I think that's one thing that they need to keep hammering is Wemby wants to block shots. He wants to goaltend shots, but we could spend all night talking about that. He wants to block shots, but that means he pulls himself away from the basket a little bit. So crash the boards when he goes for
And
those
we
blocks.
we were even on, like, rebounding. I think they beat us by 1 technically at the end there, but,
Mhm,
like, before that last 90 seconds, I mean, we were up probably by 5 or 6 rebounds on them, which is a
mhm.
solid thing. Now we expected a little bit because if we went big, right, we expected to be able to control the boards. But all in all, this is a super good game. I'm super excited. I'm super stoked. As you can see, I'm sitting here repping. Like
Mhm.
I know we got a lot of people who stayed up to watch this game, and nobody expected us to get a dub. But now everybody who said what Spurs in four, Spurs in five, well, the Spurs in four are wrong. The Spurs in five now got to win four in a row, and we all know that's not going to happen because Ant Man's still back. We're gonna get AO back. All right, like we're getting healthy, and when we get healthy, the rest of the league better watch out.
And,
So we're coming in hot.
yeah, one other thing that I know we need to touch on before we get to MVPs of the night and then call it a night so we can all try and relax and go to sleep. Um, but we gotta talk about the free throw percentage.
Oh,
That
don't bring it up. That's what I was gonna bring up
that
next.
could
That's
have
terrible.
that should have honestly cost us the game. There's not really an
Yeah.
excuse for an NBA team to go 12 for 21 from the free throw line.
No, it was pathetic. Like I'm just gonna come out and say it. There's nothing good that we can say about the Minnesota Timberwolves free throw. And I brought this up in the first series, like games 1 and 2 that we played against Denver. It was bad, and then
Mhm,
three, it was like out of nowhere they came in. It was like phenomenal. They were like 21 to 23 or 22 to 23 or something like that, right? It was like an astronomical number that we haven't seen in forever.
mhm.
So I'm really disappointed to see that it went back down this game because you're right. Free throw percentages for players that are getting paid millions of dollars to be a professional basketball player, it's terrible. So they better figure it out. And I'm hoping that, coach gets them whipped into shape here because that is unacceptable. That I was thinking the whole time that that's going to cost us because San Antonio was hitting their free throws. Now, Wemby missed a big one late, but San Antonio was making their free throws for the majority of the game, and their percentage is much better than ours.
Yeah. Alright, John, who do you wanna shout out as your player of the game for tonight?
Oh man, like I like Conley, I really do. And it's tough. So I'm gonna choose Randall for me. It's tough because like in last episode I was sitting here talking like, hey, Randall needs to play good. We need him to score 30 points. He needs to be that man for us, right? Okay, well Ant was back, so it's not like we needed him to score 30. He ended up with 21 points. And his shooting wasn't great. Like he made 2 of 6 three, which isn't terrible, but his like field goal percentage wasn't that great either. But where he really stood out to me was that he took down 10 boards. All right, which is huge. So 10 rebounds right there. He played great defense. Now he hit 2 big shots towards the end of the game, which I think secured it for me. The part that he needs to work on is one is free throw because he brought that up. Like he was part of that free throw issue. Okay, big
Mhm.
part of it.
Yeah, he
And the
was.
second part was just taking care of the ball better because he had 5 turnovers tonight, and they weren't as costly as some of the other ones that we had. But regardless of what they were a turnover. Okay, so like we can't have that. And I mean, I know most of those were just like lost ball out of bounds, which doesn't, contribute to like fast break points and things like that. So it doesn't swing a whole lot, but still, a turnover is a turnover. So he needs to clean that up. But who are you going to take now that I stole your guy?
Oh, I'm gonna double down on Randall because he
All
was
right, all
also
right.
my guy, yeah. I think I agree with pretty much everything you said. I think what sealed it for me was his 4th quarter performance. He was struggled with his free throws and his turnovers early on in the game. I don't have the exact metrics, but I know he made at least, I think, 3 of 4 free throws in the 4th quarter or 2
Hmm.
of 2. Um,
He
when we
made
needed
2 for sure. Yep.
Yeah. When we needed the clutch baskets late in the game and the Spurs were determined that Ant wasn't gonna be the one to beat him, as soon as he touched the ball, they're double team, they're swarming him. So, they were letting Julius Randle go one-on-one with Devin Vassell. Julius Randle took that on, made a couple of huge buckets, like you said. And his defense on Wemby, I think, is something we need to emphasize too. He was the primary defender on Wemby during that whole stretch where Rudy sat down. Wemby had a bunch of blocks. He had 11 points, 5 for 17 from the field. He went 0 of 8 from 3 because he Randall was bullying him, and Gobert was
Hmm.
too, bullying him when he would go into the
Yeah.
paint, so he had to
They
try and
played
take
him
jump
well.
shots, and they weren't falling, so, um, when you force their best player and, a top 3 MVP candidate to 11 points, that's that's, uh
Well,
that's an
that's the
MVP level performance in my book.
oh, of course. And but that's the thing. Here's what we talked about, right? I said in the last episode that our defense is going to have to be better than what it was against Denver. Not because we're playing a better offensive team, but because we're playing a better defensive team,
Mhm.
right? So, and I mean, we came out and we played pretty good. Now, yes, there were some stretches where it was tough, but even when, San Antonio went on a 12-0 run, like that was 12 points over like 4 to 5 minutes. And that wasn't, the fact that our defense was bad. It was just our offense was so terrible that we couldn't put anything in the basket. So, like even though that happened, that's not on the defense. And they came out and showed, I mean, 104 to 102 is not a high scoring game in an NBA. Like, it's not, especially for like a high powered offense like ours. So I'm super stoked about that. And the fact that we got game one, we went into
Mm.
San Antonio, we took game one against all odds, right? I mean, I'm hoping next game we're favored, but we won't be. We'll still be
No,
like
we won't
minus,
be.
8 or 10 point dogs, which is fine. Whatever, who cares? We'll come back and we'll take 2 from San Antonio and then we'll go 4-0. I'm changing my prediction. We're up 4-0 now. I'm starting to get cocky. That's okay.
Oh, that would be great. We need all the rest we can, get if we were to move on to the conference finals. Just overall great okay, I'll take that back. I wouldn't say it was a great performance because I don't
Yeah.
really think that any of the Timberwolves played that well, but it was a good team performance. We leaned on our toughness, our physicality, and our experience. When they would go on those runs, we didn't melt down. We tried to melt down at the end. Julian Champagnie darn near won the game for him with those big offensive
Ugh.
boards and that wide open 3 at the end, but it's alright. We did the things we needed to do to get the win.
It was a great
Game
win.
2 is
Average
Wednesday night,
performance. Yeah,
and yeah,
Wednesday, same time. We're gonna be up late, having to do the
it's
same
gonna be
thing,
late
but that's all
night,
right
so
because if they win again, it's all worth it.
oh, yeah.
And as you heard here first, John Burgart says T Wolves in four.
You heard it there first. We'll clip that, and, hopefully it's not egg on the face. Hopefully it's a celebration. So,
All the confidence has to be there for us, but
that's right. Just need that Anthony Edwards level confidence.
all right, all right, all right. Well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put the Spurs to bed because all the Seawolves fans, I mean, we're going to be closing down the bars. I'm not because I got some children and I got to go to bed and work in the morning. But everybody else, you have a good night. We appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully, you guys like, and comment and share some of the stuff for us. We love your support. If you guys have anything that you want us to kind of discuss, feel free to shoot us a message. All right, you can find us on all of our socials too. We're very responsive.
Yes, that's right. Yes. Thank you everyone for watching. Like, subscribe, help us continue to grow this channel as we support the Timberwolves through this playoff run and the rest of our pro Minnesota sports teams. Have a good night, everybody.
See you in game two.